Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Season 10, Episode 20, overall 515 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can also call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme, AKCDP, sent you as well. And you can email the dealership at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969, and yours truly has been a customer of theirs for the last 25 years and counting. I hope everyone's doing well on this. I can't believe it's already Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. I jumped ahead of myself there. We're not done with winter yet here in Southern Ontario. We have a winter weather warning for Friday and Sunday, freezing rain and more snow here. So don't put away your winter gear just yet here in Ontario. But anyways, guys, to get to our show tonight, I'm looking forward to my guest. This is her second appearance on my show and first since July of 2022. She is a friend of the show, a friend of mine, and she's one of the good people in the city of Buffalo, and we're going to bring her on now. She's a stand-up comedian and the in-game arena host for the Buffalo Bandits and a co-host of her own podcast show called Analytics Are for Nerds, and we're going to bring Allie Brady on right now.
Hi,
good evening.
Chris. Hello. Look at you with your big deal sponsor from Barry Cullen. Look at you.
I did have another sponsor, but unfortunately that got affected by the tariffs. So hopefully they paused the relationship, Ellie. So hopefully they'll come back, and I'm working on more sponsorships as well. And you know, as well, being a podcast, having a podcast show yourself, how hard it is to get sponsorships too.
Well, as an American, and to all the Canadian listeners, I'm sorry for us Americans. I'm sorry. And then just a heads up, I see that you said MBA in Human Resource from Buffalo State College. It's actually Fitchburg State is where I got my MBA, which is the only college in Boston that's not Harvard. So, but my college professor at Buff State in history was from Guelph, which is where you are. So nice little connection. But
small world. And thank you for the correction.
Oh, no, sorry. I just don't want to. I wish Buff State had an MBA program. That would have been so much easier. Not that it's easy, but you know what I mean.
So how are things on your side of the border in Buffalo right now? And what's the latest with Allie Brady?
Well, we also have snow here in Western New York. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. December's in just under 9. It's in 9 months, so it's weird to think we're still in snow and we'll never get summer. But yeah, everything's good. I'm, as someone that's very close to Canada, it's you're so close but so far away, But yeah, all is good.
And baseball's back. I just had Pat Malacaro from the Bisons on my show Monday, and they're getting ready for Friday's home opener. And I guess if the weather is 50 degrees, if the weather's not 50 degrees, I guess they're going to give everyone a free ticket Friday.
Yes, I do. I'm a partial season ticket holder of the Buffalo Bisons. I've been for years. I love that they're, the Blue Jays farm team, and I love the Jays. I'm a big baseball person. I do follow the San Francisco Giants, but as a Buffalonian, we can go up to Toronto and watch some baseball a lot, which is pretty fun to do.
Allie, here's a fun fact about the San Francisco Giants. I was only 4 years old back in 1976, but before the Blue Jays became the Toronto Blue Jays in 77, they actually, Labatt Breweries bought the San Francisco Giants for $13 million US back in 76, and they were to move to Toronto to become the Toronto Giants. They even had hats, shirts, and stuff like that made. So they were very close to being the Toronto Giants.
Is there merch still out there on the internet? Like, can I?
There is. And one of the guys that's been on my show, he's got like their hat, their shirt, and some letterheads from the 70s. Yes.
Oh.
Toronto Giants, if you want to Google it.
Ooh, the MLB's first article. What if the Giants had moved to Toronto? Ooh.
So,
interesting. Okay.
I didn't know that myself until about a year ago, and at the time I was only 4 years old. So, but it would have been, and they would have played in the National League instead of the American League. So,
well, the big that poor team. It was the Mets, and then they could have been the Giants. So look at that. That's the poor team keeps moving.
But it worked out. The Giants have been very successful, and the Blue Jays won a couple World Series. So, sometimes the best things that happen are the things that don't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have a fan of yours and a friend of mine watching. He's from Buffalo. He has his own podcast show, the 716 Sports Blizzard podcast. His name is Robbie Schneider, and he wanted to say hello, Chris and Allie. Go Bisons, go Bandits. He's a huge fan of yours and Buffalo sports teams.
Oh, awesome. Hey, Robbie.
And he loves the Bandits, so I think he'll be at the game Saturday as well. But Allie, let's get into some questions and stuff like that. And can you just tell us about your role as the in-game arena host for the NLL champion Buffalo Bandits, and how did you come about this role?
Yeah, so what I do, I think of one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do in my life is I'm the in-arena host. So I'm the in-game kind of excitement. There's another person named Swenny, and he's the guy that announces during the game and gets the crowd up and excited and calls the play-by-plays. But I did that by this is my 4th season as the in-arena host. So far, so good with my success rate on reaching the championship. Has nothing to do with me. It's all about the players. They're the ones that got there. But I auditioned to be, there was an open spot for the Sabres for their in-arena host. And it was, I think, down to me and someone else. And they were like, you know what, you're a great fit for the Bandits. And I completely agree. It's such an amazing atmosphere. And Chris, I see you before some games. There is nothing like a Bandits game. There's nothing like Lacrosse, there's nothing like a sold out 19,071 person arena. It's amazing. It's truly just the greatest. I'm so honored to be, even a part of this team in the smallest way.
Were you a fan of the game of lacrosse and the Bandits before you became the in-game arena host?
Yeah, I went to I was younger back in 1992, but
so was I was 20.
Yeah, we all were, right? I think that's how math works, I guess. But yeah, I was at the inaugural season. And
wow.
So I've always, and also I'll say this about Western Europe, we have a strong connection. I know also Southern Ontario does, but to the Native American community. And so like, I've always been a fan of lacrosse. It's something like we play in school, but I really, I watch all the teams now. Like I have my NLL package and I watch it and I keep up, but yeah, I've always been a fan.
I just started becoming a fan 4 years ago from this show from Pat Gregor from TSN and then John Gerkler. And I went to my first lacrosse game was not in Buffalo. It was for the Toronto Rock. Don't boo me. And I went to Hamilton for a Rock game and I loved it. And then John got me a media pass and I've been hooked on it. And being Canadian, I just always was in the big 4 sports and maybe soccer. And I always had this stereotype, oh, lacrosse is just a goon sport and it's just violent and that. And I was totally wrong. And now I watch lacrosse probably more than hockey.
Yeah, it's your national sport though, right? It's Canada's national sport, which I think it's when people don't recognize that. I'm like, no, this is like who you are. This is your people. It's amazing. I will say, by the way, last week's Toronto Rock game, they had the Marvel now sponsors the NLL, which is really, that just shows how this sport has grown, that Marvel is picking up. But Toronto had really cool jerseys, but I felt so weird because they were wearing Captain America. It looked great with their blue shorts, but I was like, no, I'm sorry. I wish we could give you a Canadian. You need a Canadian Marvel hero is what I'm saying.
Captain Canada or Captain Canuck.
Is that what they called him on Saturday?
There is one, and they should have done that. I would have done that, but maybe next year.
It looked good though. It looked cool. I will say that.
Hey, since we're talking about lacrosse, Saturday night's game against Vancouver is wrestling night. So, are you wearing any special outfit for that? And what exactly are the Bandits? Are you able to tell us what they're doing for this wrestling night promotion?
So yes, on Saturday we a wrestling theme. We do a lot of theme nights throughout the season. This one is wrestling. Our next home game after is fan appreciation night. But I will do something with wrestling. I think. All right, I can give you a sneak peek. It's not a sneak peek, but I got a wrestling belt. I will wear that with some sort of outfit. But yeah, I try not to look too goofy because I don't want to get booed. I don't want people to be like, why is she doing that? But yeah, I'm wrestling belts. I think something all black. Black is my good luck color. So I always wear something black. And that is also half of the Bandits colors. But yeah, something black and a wrestling belt.
And I'm assuming this game is going to be close to being sold out. And it's a big sports weekend for Buffalo because of the Bisons playing back again against Rochester, and then the Bandits in Vancouver this Saturday night at 7:30.
Yeah, it's fun. This is the fun part of the season where it's, again, your teams in Canada for hockey are doing a little bit better than our Sabres, but it's fun when there's college basketball going on. There's baseball starting, there's hockey, there's lacrosse, there's, it's fun. And then, still talks with football, but it's like, this is that cool, everyone has a team right now.
And for me, being here in Canada, the CFL starts their training camp in May. Ooh. And then I'm back doing the Argos. So as soon as the Bandits are wrapped up, I go right to the Argonauts. And then then college football starts and NFL starts in August and September. So for me, sports is almost year round.
I've never been to an Argonauts game. I've always wanted to.
You should try it. Honestly, you want to go to a game, I'll hook you up with a ticket. BMO Field is being renovated for the World Cup of Soccer, and it's a beautiful site for football.
I'm a massive soccer fan, and I put in the lottery for the World Cup. So I think I put in for Toronto and for MetLife in New York, New Jersey area. But yeah, I know. And your FC teams are fun. It's a great, long live Toronto, long live Canada.
I played soccer as a kid, but I just never got into watching it. But I'm gonna try to get a media pass for the Toronto FC and cover one of their games, because soccer is, as much as I love the NFL, soccer is probably the biggest sport in the world.
And also, I will say it's a lot different. Everything is different on TV than in real life, right? But going to a soccer game, I went to Manchester United in London this past summer. That was unbelievable. I went to, and then I've gone to games in Minnesota and all over our MLS team. And they're so fun in real life. They're so exciting. And the opposing teams, all the songs everyone does, like it's surprising that more Americans don't like soccer. I mean, we're getting there, but it's such a fun sport.
Do you remember the old indoor soccer league, the MISL? Yes. And then, I used to love indoor soccer.
Yeah.
They need to bring it back. I think it's similar to indoor lacrosse, and I really think indoor soccer would be great again if they could start up a league.
Yeah, there's an FC Buffalo team, and I think they're trying to do a more an MLS team here. It takes a second, it takes some backing, but yeah, we've got the people that want to see it.
Do you think Buffalo could support an MSL team?
An NFL?
Or no, the Major League Soccer League. I think that's what it's called.
I think soccer, I think we could do that. I think we would do it in a stadium that's already existing. There's a lot of controversy. A lot of people think that we should get an MLB team, and I don't think we have the market for it. When we had Toronto stay with us for a few games, tickets are expensive, and I don't think our market is that big for it. But with soccer, I think we could.
So, getting back to the Bandits, Allie. I never asked you this 3 years ago, but what is a game day like preparation for a Bandits home game at the KeyBank Center before game time starts at 7:30?
Is that what my preparation or an athlete's preparation?
Oh, I guess for years is your role.
So I'm generally a ball of anxiety. I'm just all nerves. So I like to, I get a script that I have to memorize, and I do that until the very last second. So I like to be by myself and focus, but it's hard to do that because people want to come and say hi, which is amazing. And I'm just trying to memorize these lines. I will say it's hard for anyone to go. If you've ever spoken on a microphone live in front of 19,000 people, it's not normal. So I just tell people sometimes, like, it's wild, it's amazing, but it's really a cool thing. But I drink a lot of coffee. I like to do a workout, so I'll generally do a Peloton ride, or I will go for a walk. I clear my head, and I do. I'm very Irish, so I'm superstitious. So I drink my coffee before the game. I walk from a certain parking lot to the arena that's far enough away. And when I go into the arena, there's some really great security guards who have been there forever. Shout out to Greg. And I give them my word of the game. And, we just get ready. It's fun. I do a loop around the arena. I say hi to the people that work there, security guards, concessions. It's, I just like to say hi to everyone because it's, we're all in it together.
It's like a family environment with like the media, with the players, and with the fans. That's what I call it. I call it Bandit Land, but it's also a family environment, and that's what I love about it.
Oh, good. Well, we love having you there.
Now, in your 4 years doing the in-game arena host for the Bandits at the KeyBank Center, have you ever had a time where you had to ad-lib? You actually forgot something and you just had to change it on the fly?
Yes, and I will say we have these amazing. So I have a director with me, or like a producer, and they have a headset on with the director upstairs. And sometimes I think I recognize when I mess up more, and I'll mess up a word maybe once a game or the order, but they're very forgiving. I think with my background in comedy, I'm used to improvising, which is I'm glad I have that skill, or to play it off as cool as possible. But yeah, I've definitely goofed. We did a Bandit Land. We did a country western in Bandit Land game, and I am not a country western girl. I'm sorry, my dogs have their squeak toy. If you hear it, I'm so
That's okay.
Chewing a very great toy. It's but I had to say some lines that were like "Yeehaw, welcome," and I just did not know any of the words, and I don't like reading the card, so I just was like, but I made it through. But yeah, I've messed up, but it's okay. That's people are focused on me, not me. I don't think anyone cares about me. They just want that W,
And thoughts on Chris Swenson and his son Brett. And I know Chris has been with the Bandits since day one, and he's been really great with me. And Brett, just seeing this, I see Brett, I just light up just seeing Brett. He's just
right.
Yes.
And Chris's wife is amazing too. They're right in the front and midfield. Chris Swenson is just a massive it's just an amazing part of our team with the organization. He is so great at making the audience, the visitors feel good, the home Bandit Land feel great. It's not an easy job to make people feel pumped up for that long. He's so great. He's so smart. Brett's my little buddy. But I know before the game, we will give each other a hug. He always gets to practice on the field. So I'll cheer him on as he, gets some good luck goals, but just an amazing family, and they are Bandit Land. They're just a true gift to this team. Really, really great. And Chris, I hope if he's ever listening, I hope he never retires from the Bandits because we need him.
And I know he did the Sabres games for many years, but Allie, I've been to a lot of sporting events in my life, and a lot of great PA announcers and in-game arena hosts, but you and Chris are right up there with the top of them.
Thank you. That's really nice to say. I would say Chris is. I don't know about me, but I think Chris is.
No, you're really good. You're really good. And I had the pleasure of meeting Courtney too, and she does a good job with the Sabres. Yes, very friendly.
Oh yeah, she's great. And that's another thing. It's like that you have to be on almost every day of the week, and she's so good at it. And yeah, we've got a great team in Buffalo.
What would you tell the audience that's watching this live stream or on audio and they've never been to a National Lacrosse League game or a Buffalo Bandits game? Why should they come down to the KeyBank Center?
Yeah, so I will say this, whether it's KeyBank Center or anywhere else, whether it's in Hamilton, Vancouver, Saskatchewan, Georgia, this sport is so fun. It's fast. It's exciting. It's different. There's heritage involved. There's a true reverence to the indigenous population, and there is nothing like a Bandits game. I always tell that to people. The crowd is amazing. If you're on Team Bandits, it's even better for you. But I do have my rings. But I would really recommend it. And it's not about going to a Banditland game, but Banditland really is something magical. But go to a lacrosse game, support the sport. The more people that go to any team, the more eyes we have on it, the more recognition, the more we can get, players the money they need to keep playing. I would love if every single player was playing for their team full time, but that's unfortunately not where we're at the moment. But the more eyes on the sport, the better.
Being from Buffalo and a great sports fan, where do you rank Dane Smith, who's from Kitchener, Ontario, and Josh Byrne, who's from BC, up there with all-time great Buffalo athletes that you've seen in your life?
Again, I as a Buffalonian, I am your cousin.
Yes.
I even have a little Canadian accent. I get my sometimes my phone is on Rogers, so so I feel a little Canadian, but he is remarkable. He is just he's a legend, it's amazing to see him play. I will say the same thing with Matt Vince, and we have these amazing players, Josh Byrne, Dehoka, Nanticoke. Like, we have these amazing players from Canada. Again, thank you. And I would say, if they're going to rank, this sport is tough. It's all running. It's nonstop. There's not these long breaks. You're only switching in and out for maybe a couple minutes, if that. So easily, I would say he's of all-time Buffalo athletes. All-time, I would say easily top 10. And that's going into like the Bruce Smiths, Jim Kelly's, all that stuff, Josh Allen's. Lacrosse, I would say, him and our lovely coach are, I would say, the top 2 lacrosse players of all time. Tavares, we love our team.
I'm going to tell you this story. When I started doing my media work, obviously Bud Bailey took me in, and Bud and me, we get along really well. But the first post-game media thing with John Tavares, I was intimidated. I was nervous. And you know what? I actually asked him a question, and he answered it, and he gave me a little smirk back. And now when I attend the post-game media things, John, I guess, is used to me. But for somebody new, it was really intimidating to ask somebody like JT. I question that.
Well, I'm glad you had a good experience with him. I think a lot of especially lacrosse, also even my interactions with any Bills player, NFL player, or even NHL player, it is more terrifying, but they're just like us. They're
humans.
Yeah, they play their Xbox. They're nervous before a game. They like to go home and rest and watch Dateline. I'm assuming they do. It's a good show. But yeah, I'm glad you had that experience where, once you realize it's not as terrifying. I'm glad.
Absolutely. Hey, Allie, in your 4 years doing this, what have been some of your most memorable Bandit games as the in-game arena host, or one particular one?
I would say I hate to, this is so obvious, but the first time we won the championship was 2 seasons ago, or technically 3 seasons, right? But it was it's something we were waiting for so long. And the game we won, it was what was this? It was
it was a blowout.
13-4. And I just remember, I will say this, and when this happens for any team, as a Buffalo sport fan and born and raised in Buffalo, I always think that like we have a chance to lose at any moment. And I just, yeah, go blue. But I get very nervous. So even if we're winning up 10-0, or I still think there's a chance we won't make it. So when we won 13-4, it was very pinchable. I remember just, walking around being like, how did this happen? This is amazing. Like, we won a championship, and I got to go on the field, and you just see the players and their wives and girlfriends and kids are coming on, parents. And it was just emotional, and Banditland around. It was so wild. And then the second time I felt like the kid looking for a table at lunch, be like, where do I go? I just don't, I felt so, it was very out of body. It was really an amazing moment. But I would say that the championships were just indescribable.
Since I've been covering the Argonauts for the last few years and the Bandits, that's 4 championships, 2 Grey Cups and 2 NL titles. So I told Pat Malacaro the Bisons now need to get their act together as well, and they're another terrific organization too.
Yeah, they've won their the 2024. They did it. 2023. They're champions. They got this.
So, yeah, I'm hoping, and I think they will have a good year this year as well. Quick thoughts on this weekend's Bandits games. Obviously, they had to win over Las Vegas, and then they had the overtime loss to Albany. But overall, 11-3 is pretty good compared to last year. They were only 8-6 last year at this point.
I mean, that's not a bad stat. And then Vancouver's 7-7. So again, tough team. It's this year. A lot of teams, their records don't define who they are right now. And I really want another W. I want us to, have this momentum. But I would love that. I would love that win. That overtime loss last week. Overtime loses are so odd because you're almost there, and it's just, I don't know.
It's just a break here and there, and it's tough playing back-to-back lacrosse games. It is really tough.
Yeah, traveling.
And the Bandits early in the year had older bye weeks early, and now they're playing, I think, 6 back-to-back weekends before the playoffs start. But the Vancouver team might be only 7-7, but you know this, Allie. It doesn't matter what a team's record is or who has more talent. You still got to play the game. And I tell fans this all the time. Don't ever think anything's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And John Tavares tells me that all the time. And the talent in this league is tremendous.
Yep. I always tell people, no one is ever going to be more pissed off than the last place team. Not that Vancouver's the last place team, but these are men that are just fighting. And, it's interesting because now we're scoreboard watching. This is the fun part of the season where you're just like, okay, who's coming up? But I mean, remember when Rochester they were not doing good this season, and they've got a place right now in the playoffs. So at the moment they haven't clinched, but it's so fun to watch, and these are all really good teams. That's why I never say, and I know we always disagree with this, but I never say who's going to win. I don't give a point spread because if you win, okay, but if you lose, then you look like a jerk. And I never go against my team, and I want a 40-2 score, but that's not really that easy to do in lacrosse.
And for people out there, if you want to get tickets, if there's still tickets available, bandits.com, or you can watch the game on ESPN Plus or CW20 in Buffalo. And John Gerkler, who's been the voice of the Bandits since 2008, and Steve Bermo and Dave Buchanan, they really do a good job on the radio side of the broadcast too.
They're great.
Absolutely. Hey, Allie, if you got time for a few more minutes and a few more questions, I just wanted to get you just talk to you about your podcast show called Analytics Are for Nerds. And how did you end up becoming a co-host on this show?
Yeah. So this is a fantasy football podcast. I do it alongside my friend Louie, who is a fellow comedian. We both have been in comedy for over a decade. And our friend Ryan. Ryan is very dry. He's an attorney, very, very dry, but they love fantasy football. I love fantasy football, but I don't spend money on it. They spend so much money on things, and I don't like losing, so I don't bet. That's how I'll say. I don't like buying people dinner I don't like, so why would I put money and lose? But I have my podcasts are every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Tonight we have the new Buffalo Bill Michael Hoyt on, and he's been doing a little podcast. He's been doing a loop and talking sports. And since I'm annoying, I'm going to talk to him about pop culture and that sort of stuff. So I like to break up the sports talk and do a little sports and pop culture in the podcast. So it's great. Wednesdays, it's on you can stream it everywhere. You can stream it on YouTube, on X, Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. Oh, anyway, my friend asked me to do it.
Your format's similar to mine, being a live stream and then on audio?
Live stream and audio, yep. But my friend asked me I'm sorry, that was long, short story long. I'm sorry.
Because I think Robbie's going to watch your show tonight at 9:00, and I'm going to try to tune in as well. For those people who are doing podcasts or talk shows, just tell them how hard it is to get guests, because it's really like a full-time job, and you also have to be flexible with their schedule to make it work with yours as well.
It's the other host, Louis G. He does all the heavy lifting. I'm the host of the show. I keep everyone on track, but he does all the heavy lifting. It's so much work to book it. I know you're a little more flexible with your time, but we're pretty much Wednesdays because my two co-hosts have kids, so they have to be like, all right, the kids are asleep. Now we can do our podcast.
Absolutely. So Wednesday, 9:00 on all the platforms and stuff like that. Do you have any other guests coming up that you'd like to announce on here yet?
Oh, I don't know what we have coming up. We do a lot of our sports, a lot of our radio hosts, that kind of stuff. Since it's the off season, we kind of make it's hard to talk about football without training camp going on yet. But that's why. So this is now the time of year where I shine, where I just talk about my very obnoxious love of the Real Housewives and pop culture.
What have been some of your most memorable guests so far in shows?
Ooh, you know what? We've been doing this for a couple of years, so I feel like I black out. I don't know if I have a specific one. There's been times, we have some another comic who comes on, and sometimes they'll be really funny. And as long as people are funny, it's good to go back and forth. If someone's a little nervous to talk about sports on, or they drag or they're dry, it's not as good because sport stats are only good for us usually for a couple days because they all changed as of Thursday Night Football. I don't know if I have any specific, I don't know, maybe clips that I have that are good, but I don't know.
On average, how long are your shows? They're about a half an hour, 45 minutes.
We do an hour, and then I start to die out at an hour and 5 minutes. We end every podcast, which is kind of cool, with a fantasy draft. So it could be like your favorite TV show. So tonight's draft will be your favorite TV show episode, which I haven't really done much research. So I'm going to probably just say 4 different Seinfeld episodes. That'll get me out of it. But it's really fun, and then people can vote to see who had the best draft, which is pretty cool. So tonight, Michael Hoyt will be joining us on best TV show episode of all time.
Maybe ask him about the story behind his number. I always find professional athletes, most of them have a good story behind their number they wear.
Yes, I do love that. Whenever I step in at the Sabres game, I like to ask, you get to interview a little kid who plays ice hockey, and I like to ask that number. Goal song is another good one. But yeah, I have more weird questions because I know everyone's been asking about sports, and we also work comedy podcast, so I want people to feel like talk football, talk whatever, but also let's talk about the Karen Reed murder trial. Like I want to talk about
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I do with my show too. It's sports, but I do a lot of shows that are non-sports as well, because I don't want people stereotyping me as a one-trick pony, and I just love diversity on my show, and it seems like your show is like that as well. So I'm definitely going to tune in tonight at 9:00. Robbie, before we let you go, Allie, in a couple of minutes, has one more question for you. He wants to know who your favorite Bandits player is. He's putting you on the spot here.
Well, thanks, Robbie. I guess I'm going to say this because I feel like such a nobody in the Bandits. I love them so much. I've been a fan. The first person to ever follow me back and as a Bandit was Matt Vince. So I will, not just because of that, but I think Matt Vince is my favorite. It's remarkable what he does. His saves are insane. He just seems so cool. He seems so down to earth. It's wild. It also makes me laugh when he runs out. Watching any goalie run out with those pads, it'll just tickle your heart. But he is such a talented athlete. Yeah, I'm gonna say Vino.
Absolutely, and his mother likes my tweets because when I'm not watching, when I'm not at the games or they're on the road, I tweet a lot of the Bandit stuff, and I guess she likes my stuff, and yeah. So
Your favorite too?
if I had a favorite, to be honest, they're all my favorites. Honestly, they're all my
Oh,
favorites.
you can't say that because I would have used that thing. You should have said that because then you could have clipped it, and then his mom would have liked that clip. Let me ask you again. Hey, Chris, who's your favorite Bandit?
I guess I would say Matt Vince.
Oh, look at that. 2 for 2.
And I've learned how to edit video too, by the way, and that's very tedious. But that's something you need to do.
I would have said they're all my favorite. Because they are just.
They're amazing. They're amazing. And what I like about them is they're down to earth and they're very humble. Allie, I know we're getting short for time because I know you got to get ready for your next show, but I didn't ask you this the last time, I don't think, and I wanted to get to your comedy side just for a few minutes. How would you describe yourself as a stand-up comedian, and what makes Buffalo and Western New York such a good place for the comedy industry?
Ooh, I would say what makes us a good spot is because we are very close to major cities. So it's a 49-minute flight from Buffalo to New York City. It's an hour-and-a-half drive from Buffalo to Toronto, which has some really great clubs, Absolute Comedy. There's some really, really good clubs. Even right on in Niagara, there's some good. See the great Stain Smith. See, there you go, Robbie. Yeah, he's so good. I would bark, but I can't bark on a podcast. So that's I think that's really interesting. But we're even close to Chicago and Pittsburgh. Those have great cities. Places to do comedy, but how would I describe myself as a comedian? So I'm very observational. Yeah, I don't do dirty anymore. I think it's a little too easy, and a lot of people do it. And I think you can connect to more people if it's more real life stuff. But yeah, I guess I'm observational. I talk a lot about my dogs who are in the back. If you're listening just via audio, you might hear them snore. If you are watching, there's this little cow guy that's wearing a red sweater and my little brown dog there. So sweet. But a lot of that stuff, family, dogs, observations.
Any rituals or superstitions before you go live on stage?
Yeah, it goes back to just me being very anxious. I just self-doubt. I just think, why am I doing this? I'm going to bomb. I write my set a million times. I have notes everywhere. If you came to my house, you would just, you wouldn't find anything exciting except notepads and scratch pads and pens everywhere. But I write my set down. I focus before any performance, whether it's Bandits game or comedy, I'm very much focused because it's a job and I want to do well. And I want to make sure that people that are coming to the show or coming to the game, that they have a good time. And again, I'm just a small part of it, but with comedy, especially, I always think how, things cost money, and it costs money to go to a comedy club, buy a ticket, to eat dinner if it's that kind of club, to get a babysitter. So, I want to make sure that I'm good and I'm on top of it. So again, I start the show drinking a lot of coffee as well. I'm just always drinking coffee.
On average, how long is one of your performances? And for those people watching on live stream and on audio, what advice would you give to them if they're looking to get into the comedy industry or the comedy scene?
Yeah, I would say don't. No, it's very tough. If you have the time to do it, I mean, of course, do it. It's I don't know if I have advice. I guess if you're going to just go to a mic where none of your friends are, because you want to know if you have pity laugh or if you are actually good. But that doesn't matter. It's just, if you want to do it, do it, say la vie. It is very tough though. It's grueling, it's exhausting, and it's not always fun. And, but yeah, I love it.
And one of my future guests, who's a comedian from Washington, D.C., is watching our show tonight. Her name's Addison Liberty. So I've had a lot of comedians on from Canada and the States. Yeah, absolutely. Allie, I wanted to ask you this. Have you performed on the West Coast yet, or just in the Buffalo area?
Yeah, I have. gosh, it was like 2018. I did LA. I was in Portland. There's a Bridgeport Comedy Festival out there. I also was at the Helium Comedy Club out there. Yeah.
Is there a big difference? Is there a big difference between a West Coast humor and East Coast humor?
Oh gosh. Well, I think all humor is subjective. Everyone has their own taste. And so, you'll find someone out there to like you or not like you.
Can you tell us some of your upcoming live performances and how people can purchase tickets online?
Oh gosh. I just had a show on Saturday. I've been doing back to back to back to backs for the last 3 months. So I've got the Bandits this weekend, and then I'm finally off for a week, and then I have another Bandits game. I will be in Miami, and let's see, I'm doing a show where we're doing a everyone has a dad rock song. I've gotten, I don't know if I'm allowed to announce it, but you have a song and you do a set based off of the song or the lyrics. Mine is Hootie and the Blowfish, Only Want to Be With You. So I do a set about that, and then they have a live band that performs it, and you have to sing it, but it's kind of like an interactive thing. So it's a little bit of comedy, a little bit of music. That's at the end of April, early May.
Do you have any musical talent? Have you ever thought about singing the national anthem?
No national anthem. That's there are people that are trained to do that, but I did study music in college for a couple years, and it was between music performance and history. And I figured music performance is a lot of work, and I thought I can get more jobs doing history, and joke was on me.
Any plans for your own website at some point?
No, I think the social media is strong enough. I don't need to do that. I think people that are very that they travel a lot, like traveling comics that are on the road, 30, 40 weeks a year, that makes sense. But I also think people that are just starting out, they tend to do that, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's amazing. It's another form of creativity and just, posting things, but social media is fine. I put things on Instagram. I have a Facebook account. I don't use it, but it connects to my Instagram. So it kind of all works, but no need for a website. I'm good.
And Robbie's got one more comment. Actually, it's just to say he'll be down at the game on Saturday. Go Bandits.
Let's go Bandits. Don't forget wrestling attire.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it because we are going to get freezing rain and snow here. So I'm going to watch it on NLL Plus live stream. And I'll be tweeting the game on X as well as watching it live streamed. And I wish I could be there Saturday, but unfortunately, the weather, it's going to be terrible. So
will you be at the fan appreciation night, our last home game in April of regular season?
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Awesome.
And before we wrap this up, I do this with all my guests. The new segment is called "What's a Fun Fact About Allie Brady That People Might Not Know About You?"
Ooh. My day job is in HR. That's not fun. That's probably sad. That's a sad fact. Sad facts. Yeah, is that fun? I don't know. That's fun.
Are you a lefty or a righty?
Not interesting, but I am a righty. Yeah, I'm a righty. I guess. Yeah, I've got 2 dogs there, but I really see. I don't know if any of these things are fun.
Favorite song?
Oh God. That always changes. I will say this. I'm going to Oasis in Toronto in the summer. I'm also going to Wu-Tang Clan. So big music fan. I will be seeing Coldplay in London, England in the summer. So I like to travel to see music. I don't know if that's fun, but that's a fun fact.
And before we wrap this up, do you have a question for the host CDP?
Do you prefer being known as CDP or just Chris?
Either name. Either name's good.
Let's cap out. You want us to use your middle name, Patrick? Is it Patrick?
No, it's David.
Paul? Oh, it's Steven?
No, it's Chris David Pommet. Christopher David Pommet.
Oh, I thought you said C. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, CDP.
I think
so
those are... Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So now everybody knows my initials, but that's okay.
You're welcome. Watch out for your bank accounts. People are gonna load right in. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. I'll see you in Bandit Land in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. And again, where can my audience follow you on social media and the best way of contacting you?
Yeah, I would say Instagram is my favorite means. I try to stay off of X because I'm not a fan of that Tesla guy. So that's my own little silent protest. I guess it's not silent. I'm saying it right now. But yeah,
Blue
Instagram.
Sky?
What'd you say?
Have you joined Blue Sky yet?
I'm on Blue Sky at Allie Brady. I'm at Instagram. Instagram is my favorite. Would be Allie Brady.
Okay.
But yeah,
I joined Blue Sky too, but it's so much
I
work.
don't use it. It's too much. It's too much work. I'm busy at work. I can't always make jokes.
It's yeah. I
I'm
think one or
tired.
two is enough. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But hey, Allie, I would love to talk to you more, but I know you got to get ready for your show again. You want to give it a quick plug before we let you go?
Yes, analytics are for the nerds. We are a dynasty fantasy football podcast, but we also talk pop culture, sports, and it's two comedians and a lawyer. What more fun do you need?
9 o'clock Eastern on, I guess, YouTube and all social
the
media
good
platforms.
all the platforms, Spotify, X, YouTube, if you want to watch live video or on YouTube. But I would, yeah, you can listen to wherever you listen to your podcast.
I'm going to take a break from doing this and then check you out. And Robbie is going to watch this as well. And I told Robbie to come say hi to you maybe one time before a game as well.
Yes, please, Robbie, say hi. And if anyone's listening from Bandit Land, please say hi. I don't bite. I'm nice. But I love to see people that just want to say hi and just want to talk sports. You can just talk Bandits. I love that stuff.
Sports unites everybody, I find.
It's the best.
That's it. Well, like I said, fingers crossed, but hopefully we'll see you and everybody in a couple weeks. Fingers crossed. And you guys are like a second family to me, just like the Bisons and the Argonauts. And that's why we love sports. And working with people is just as important as the job itself. And it's a lot of fun.
It is.
So
thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate
it. Thank you so much, Allie. Continued success and have a great show tonight. And 9 o'clock. Analytics for Nerds on YouTube.
And happy 515 to you.
And I'll remember you as 515 always. Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, Chris. Take care.
Okay. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, guys. That concludes 515th episode. Season 10, episode 20 with Allie Brady from the Buffalo Bandits. And she's also a comedian and a co-host of the Analytics Are for Nerds podcast, which will be on at 9 o'clock tonight. And you can catch it on all platforms and also on their YouTube channel as well. Before we wrap this up, guys, I did some public speaking yesterday in Elmira, Ontario at the Elmira District High School. And I was able to speak to some 100 students for 5 minutes. And this clip is courtesy of my YouTube channel, Chris Palme Live with CDP Sports Talk. Please subscribe and hit the like notification. And this is from Business Education Partnership of Waterloo Region, a career day at the Elmira District Secondary High School. And I want to say thank you to Jennifer for arranging this opportunity. When I was your age, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Went to school for law security, and for many years I worked in a corporate environment. And then, the pandemic in 2020, things changed, and I decided later in life I wanted to switch careers. And how it started was I started volunteering with a local pro basketball team. They needed a cameraman one night, and I said, okay, I'll help out. I've never done camera work before. And when I started doing the camera work, I really liked it. And then at the end of the game, they actually paid me for my work. And then it led to me going to Rogers TV. And for a couple of years there, I did camera work for them. And then during the pandemic, I decided I was going to start up my own podcast show. And I had people snickering, non-believers and skeptics. And I just decided I was going to do this. And when I first started, it wasn't very good, but I had a friend from TSN that kept watching me and kept believing in me, and I kept working at it. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, I started getting guests on, actors, comedians, and I've been doing this now for over 5 years, 550 episodes, and it's led to me doing some media work with the Toronto Argonauts, the Canadian Football League, the Buffalo Bisons, the Toronto Blue Jays farm team, the Buffalo Bandits, and last year I was even covering the NFL draft. Basically, I self-taught myself into a new career, and what I wanted to talk to you guys about is education in the classroom is super important, but even when you're out of school, whatever you do in life, always keep learning. I'm self-taught, and I love doing what I'm doing. I found my passion, and I can't believe I'm actually speaking to you guys, because when I was your age, I was the last guy every time in the classroom to go walk in front of the classroom. But I've reinvented myself over the years, and what I wanted to tell you guys is it's hard to know what you want to do when you're in high school, and I can relate to you guys. But you don't have to pick one career and that's it. I'm a late bloomer into the radio media industry, and I've even had my show on a radio station in Georgia for 2 years. And I've learned how to do a lot of things. I'm a radio host, producer, content creator. I've learned how to edit video, and the biggest thing is I've learned how to communicate with everyone. And when I do go on my talk shows, my show rolls out the guests. So whatever you do in any career, not just what I'm doing, listening is just as important as talking as well. And I just love what I'm doing. I love talking to players and coaches, fans, and talking in front of you guys as well. And I've had a lot of people believe in me, but I've also had a lot of skeptics, naysayers, and non-believers. So besides having a strong passion, you also have to have a strong mindset and a willpower. And sometimes you're not going to, things aren't going to go your way. You know what? You don't use that as a rejection. You use that as a temporary setback. I don't use the word failure. I just, temporary setbacks happen. And the only way you learn is from mistakes. And I've made mistakes on there too. And the only way you get better at any career is you just gotta keep learning from your mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes. And I just love what I'm doing. And I've been very lucky to get a lot of opportunities, like from the sports teams. And I just love doing it. Last year, covering the NFL draft, I was there with all the big media. And just like I said, this is something I want to do. I'm just talking to you guys from my heart. And just, you guys, like I said, at your age, it's tough to know what you want to do, but just find your passion and just have a strong mindset and just enjoy what you do. And don't stop learning. Whatever you guys do in life, always keep learning and getting better and improving and stuff like that too. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for bringing me out here. I'm not a professional speaker by any means. I'm just speaking from the heart. Be yourself. That's another thing I've learned too. On camera or off camera, just be yourself. And I think you'll get more people to respect your work and like your work just being authentic. So one of my favorite guests that I've had on my show, the Philly Fanatic. If you guys know baseball, he's a famous mascot for the Philadelphia Phillies. And he came on my show, and Dan Schumann came on from the Blue Jays. And I just reach out to people, and 90% of the time they say yes, sometimes no. And one thing before I wrap up to you guys, I'm old school. When you give your word, always try to keep your word. Because to me, I'm old school. I always find keeping my word is huge nowadays. So, but guys, I ramble on. I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity, and I just want to wish you guys the best in your future endeavors. Thank you so much. That clip was courtesy of my YouTube channel, Chris Pame, Live with CDP Talk Show. Please hit the subscribe and like notification. And I want to say thank you to Jennifer and Andrea from the Business Education Partnership of Waterloo Region for that speaking opportunity in front of 100 high school students at Elmira District Secondary School yesterday in Elmira, Ontario. And I really enjoy speaking to the students, and I had a great time, and I love doing it. And when I was younger, I hated public speaking, hated being in front of a camera, and being 52 now, this is part of my job, and I love doing it. So I want to give a shout out to the Business Education Partnership of Waterloo Region. And if you have a career and you want to share your career story, reach out to the Business Education Partnership of Waterloo Region. And one of the speakers yesterday is going to be a guest on my show in about a week and a half, Allison Burke. She'll be on as well. She's the owner of Oxford Learning Center, one of the major sponsors for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. So look for Allison Burke to be on my show in the next week and a half as well. Speaking of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, my next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph. It's going to be Thursday, March 27th. That's tomorrow night, Thursday, March 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern with my special guest, Monica Aurora Burke. I hope I said that right. She's the founder of Digital Monk Marketing, and I know her through a mutual friend. So she works with people marketing their products online, and also working with people with their YouTube channels, as well as graphics and stuff like that as well. So if you're interested into that, Monica Aurora Burke will be my guest tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. And then I have a Friday show on Friday, March 28th at 2 p.m. with my special guest, Lindsay Earle. She is the Care of Collections and Public Engagement Supervisor at the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in St. Mary's, Ontario. And I will be there on June 7th for the class of 2025, headlined by former Blue Jay legend Jose Bautista. So if you're a fan of Major League Baseball, Canadian baseball, and the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, please check out Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show Friday, March 28th at 2 p.m. with Lindsay Earle, who's making her first appearance on my show as well. Speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet, everybody, Truck Month at Barry Cullen Chevrolet right now. A 2025 Silverado LD Custom Trail Boss. You can finance for now up to 0% for up to 72 months. Conditions apply. View offer details at barrycullen.com. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again, is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac products as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210. Tom Chris Palme sent you, or email them at info@barrycullen.com. Speaking of Buffalo Bisons, they open up their 2025 season on Friday, March 28th at 2:05 at Salem Field against the Rochester Red Wings, the top farm team of the Washington Nationals. So if you want to see tomorrow's future stars of the Toronto Blue Jays, go to Salem Field. Bisons, Rochester Red Wings, 2:05. You can get tickets at bisons.com or at Salem Field's box office as well. And it's great baseball. The Bisons do a great job on the field presentation and the in-game presentation. So check out the Buffalo Bisons. Again, bisons.com. Home opener 2:05 this Friday against the Rochester Red Wings in the Battle of the I-90. As we finish up, guys, if you want to book a personalized video from yours truly, I'm on cameo.com. Type in cameo.com, type in Chris Palme, and book your cameo today. As we wrap up the show, guys, I'm also on another social media platform. I'm on Blue Sky Social at Live with CDP19 on Blue Sky Social. So please follow me there as well. As always, guys, if you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge and District Humane Society, 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or you can visit their website at cambridgehumanesociety.org. All the pets that are up for adoption, their profiles are on cambridgehumanesociety.org. And if you're looking to volunteer as a dog walker like I do twice a week, go on their website and fill out a volunteer application form. And right now at the Cambridge District Humane Society, they're looking for cat litter, cat treats, dog treats, and also once a week on Wednesdays, the Cambridge District Humane Society has an emergency pet fund for food for those people who are struggling with the cost of pet food for their pets. So if you're able to donate some cat food, dog food, please consider dropping it off at the Cambridge District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, or give them a call at 519-623-7722, extension 0, as there are a lot of people nowadays that are struggling financially and they could use some help. So if you have any extra cat food, dog food that that you would like to donate down there, and cat litter as well is a big need, please check out the Cambridge Humane Society or drop by the shelter again at 1650 Dunbar Road, across from the Cambridge Center Mall in Cambridge, Ontario. As we wrap up this show, guys, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show again is live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. And make sure you hit follow. You can also check out my website at beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. I'm also back on TikTok, guys, at Chris Palme, my new page. I'm up to 495 followers. I know it's a long ways from my 28 on my old page, so let's get myself back up to 1,000 followers. I'm almost halfway there, so guys, look for me on TikTok at Chris Palme, or just type in Live with CDP and make sure you hit follow. I post a lot of content there as well. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars or podcasting such as yours truly, check out StreamYard.com. Finally, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, the audio versions on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. And please subscribe. And to those who already have subscribed, thank you so much. And I am up to now 43 countries around the world listening to my show audio. And on my YouTube channel, 340,000 views of my video content. And I really appreciate that as well. Finally, you guys can email the show at Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to tip me for my talk show and my media work, and you really enjoy what I do out here, you can. I am on PayPal at cpalme19@gmail.com. If you'd like to tip me through PayPal, cpalme19@gmail.com. And before we wrap up the show, guys, we get another comment from Robbie. Go Bills, go Bandits, go Bisons, go Eagles. Okay, Robbie, thank you so much for watching this as well. And before we wrap up this show, guys, I want to say thank you so much to tonight's guest, Allie Brady, who's the co-host of the Analytics for Nerds podcast, which will be on at 9 o'clock tonight. Please watch her show. It's on YouTube and all major social media platforms. And Allie will be at the Bandits game this Saturday night, March 29th at 7:30 at KeyBank Center, when the Vancouver Warriors take on the Buffalo Bandits on wrestling night at the KeyBank Center. If you can't get down to the game, you can watch it on CW23 with John Gerkler and Steve Burmall and Dave Buchanan, or you can listen to it on 1520 The Bet in Buffalo. And then you got the Buffalo Bisons home against the Rochester Red Wings this weekend as well. So it's a busy sports weekend in Buffalo with the return of the Bisons and the Bandits against Vancouver this Saturday night. So again, I want to say thank you to Allie Brady for coming on here tonight. And thank you to everyone watching this live stream and on audio platforms. And again, to my major sponsor, Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Good night, everybody.